here.
I am here.
I am here, and you are here. Good.
Hey, Ben.
Yo, B.
Cinco para cinco.
I still got the Leroy Brown song in my head.
Auto
Stop to it.
cannibalism and Leroy Brown. We're having fun already.
Oh my god. You only got so many options when you're from Nova Scotia.
Everything's cool. Everything's smooth. Hey, that's smooth. So, the Rooks have arrived. The party did the old Andy Dufresne and found themselves on the other side of the keep wall in a kind of laborer's jakes. Now, having instigated a short but exceptionally rough scuffle with two curious men,
Bi-curious?
Razimuth, Isfahan and Glib press ever deeper into the mystery of Saltzheim. Your immediate senses alert you to the sound of heavy work being done at no great distance, though muffled as if coming from indoors. The air, on top of the stank of the jakes, is heavy and somewhat darker than clean outdoor air ought to be, and it has a ferrous tang which you can taste. Razimuth will start with you. Take it away.
Companions, do something.
Perhaps some reconnaissance of the stealthy variety, or conversation, charismatic attempt could be an alternate option. Razimuth.
Hear him, hear him.
Why don't I just go out?
Each of you do a fair job mimicking Glib's professional exit, sweeping low behind the trough and around the corner of the jakes, ending up behind the small wooden structure. You hear nothing but the continued hammering of nails on wood, the hiss of huge gouts of steam, and the vast blowing of great bellows, muffled, as it were. There is a great plume of black smoke rising from the large central structure, this pyramidal, dark, steel, industrial-looking building.
Let's check it out.
All right.
Glib seems confident.
Luck has been with you this last while, Glib.
What Glib is thinking is he's going to actually, instead of sneaking, he's going to walk like a normal person, over to here. He's going to fly casual.
Yes. Glib, you take a nice, jaunty morning stroll. You reach the far corner of the outer wall of the foundry, unmolested. Isfahan, you do notice during Glib's lackadaisical stroll that the tobacco-squirting man's eyes do in fact track Glib's movement, though his body language changes in no way whatsoever.
I think perhaps we should solicit that sentry for access to the keeper of Saltzhelm. I would like to exit our point of safety and approach this sentry over here. I'm going to talk to them, Isfahan.
Go for it, Razimuth.
My good fellow.
The two guards in the distance do turn and rotate to watch as Razimuth approaches this man leaning against the house.
We are here to, we seek, I seek Heinz, the keeper of this. Could you direct me towards where he might be at this time? We are emissaries from another land. We need to, I have an emissary from another land.
Make a charisma check. Cover your blunder.
Yeah!
The man, maintaining eye contact with you, Razimuth, skirts his eyes in the direction of the guards, and with a very minimal gesture, indicates for them to approach, which they do. Him and his buddies have business with Heinz, he says. And the two guards who approached in their chainmail armor look at each other and share a chuckle, and the second Bailey guard, Isfahan and Glib, you're both able to see this man detach himself and move towards the jakes. The laborer, Razimuth, whom you're speaking with, says, "So where are your buddies, buddy?"
Just one buddy. He's over there. He just had to use the facilities. Point me in the direction of your master.
You will need an escort. You will wait here for now while we get your buddy.
Isfahan?
Isfahan.
Maybe looking towards Glib and what should I do? Isfahan's gonna kind of coyly stay out of sight behind the jigs.
No matter, we will find him later. For now, you come into custody with us. They take each a gentle grasp of your shoulders.
Custody?
They begin to stroll you along towards the exit, a tall archway, leaving Isfahan and Glib to their own devices, as it were.
What just happened?
We will step away from this stimulating conversation to visit Razimuth's circumstances into the central hub of commerce in the Saltzhelm Keep area. The market of many shopping stalls, past a once opulent-looking hotel, and on your right is what was most certainly, at least within the last half-decade, a glorious church and what is now a destroyed husk. Many other finely constructed buildings of brick and well-cut masonry are scattered about. You can see, as you're led, Razimuth, the odd armored sentry patrolling, and there are in fact locals flittering about here or there. These thin, long-limbed, skirting people with darting eyes sunken deep into their pale skulls. Despite the marked increase in evident wealth of this area, the buildings still have a general appearance of disuse and the people of squalor. And surely there is something odd about the absence of animals, stall tenders, amiable roving groups, friendly calls, or really any sound at all, the hammering diminishing in volume as you move further west. Past, on your left-hand side, the great keep gate of Saltzhelm, you approach a squat stone building, what you take to be the soldiers' barracks of this outer area. It's built right into the keep wall, and 2 sentries are posted out front. The indoors are lit by a chandelier made from a large wagon wheel, in fact, that's suspended from the ceiling in the central area of the building, and you're partitioned off as you enter by a sliding barred gate, which is closed and presumably locked. Beyond the gate, you see a duty desk, some cots, and a barred lock room. In this barred lock room, a hoard of treasure, one might say. This one was caught Eastern Ward. Says he has friends. Says he is emissary for Heinz. And the man seated at the table, actually, his features break and he chuckles along with this guy. It seems his face is not accustomed to mirth. Yeah, leave him there. I will deal with him momentarily. And at this, the Bailey Guard exits. Razimuth will leave you there for now and go back to Saltzhelm East. Isfahan, Glib, what's the story, Morning Glory?
There are some tents yonder. If we are following Razimuth, perhaps take a moment to poke my head in, see if there is any garb or dressings that could make me fit in.
Oh, I don't see that as a bad plan.
I'm going to take up the smelly clothes.
All right.
What did you find in there?
Some old rags that perhaps could serve as a guise of some kind. We may look like locals if we were to don them. Perhaps you could be, I don't know if they have... Oh, please pardon me, Glib. I know it does not describe you, but perhaps they have dwarven individuals here. A child, yes, a child. Isfahan sort of does it. He kind of does like a cough as he's saying dwarf when Glib says child. Child, yes. Isfahan proffers one of the sets of dirty, stinky clothes to Glib.
Oh, dear God.
Fucked up Jawa. A mutant wearing man clothes. This fits over your armor, your leather armor, no problem, Glib. Isfahan, your splint mail, however, will have to come off if you're going to pass as an inconspicuous character. Disguised, as it were, gentlemen, the last thing you see before we cut back to Razimuth is the re-arrival of the 2 escorts who led him away a few minutes earlier. We'll cut back to Razimuth and this morose, dour guard which he seems to have been playing a kind of solitaire at the table which he's seated at. There's a ugly, cruel-looking mace, spiked mace, embedded in the table. And oddly, the strangest thing of note is the scattering of vials all around the floor, empty vials, about his feet and on the table around the cards. He eyes you from under his thick, heavy brow, skeptically.
My good fellow, take me to Heinz. I have urgent business with him.
Yeah, who are you then?
Oh, we come from the north.
We?
Yes, my companion and I.
What are you doing here?
Well, we that your land, and we Saltzheim.
Oh yeah, you're a funny guy. Okay, funny guy. I hope your friend's funny too. He indicates with his hand the stairway, and he says, down.
Down. Is that where Heinz is?
Yeah, that is where you'll find Heinz. Down the stairs, please.
Is that where such a oafish company?
Strange man, you must think we are stupid here in Saltzhelm. What kind of soldier would I be? Take stranger, invades our walls, says he is emissary, not clear your story. You go down the stairs, I lock you in the dungeon. You wait until I check story.
The helpful villagers told us that the way into the Saltzhelm was over the walls, and so we climbed.
Razimuth,
We
make
climbed.
a charisma roll here for me, please. Make it a good one.
I'm gonna dazzle this fella.
Rare mirth spreads over his face. Oh yeah. So Saltzheimers, yes, they're a funny bunch. They have odd ways. I see what you mean. They would say such a thing, yes. Well, the time of the festival is upon us. It's a great happening.
We do love the people of Saltzheim.
At this, he bursts into open laughter. Yeah. Down the
Yourself?
stairs, funny man.
Kramer, Captain Kramer. Where do you hail from?
He now
You're
stands
not
up
local?
and pulls the spiked mace out of the table and takes a few steps towards you, Razimuth. And you note as he does so, his skin appears to be grayish and scaly. His hair is thin and black, and there seems to be a moistness all about him as he approaches. I will not say again, Mr. Emissary Visitor, down the stairs.
At this point, Razimuth will shoot a bolt at the neck of Captain Kramer.
Roll for initiative. In this moment, we will transition back to Isfahan and Glib.
It looks as though the guards are back, so they can't have taken him very far. Why don't you go first, then I will follow at a pace.
He's just going to, with purpose, walk in the open view.
Isfahan, as you stroll past the two guards, they look up in a little bit of shock. They begin to chuckle and laugh. Stranger, your friend is out the way. You keep going west. You see the laborer has taken notice of you as well, and he's chuckling, going, nice outfit, stranger. But you continue on, confident in your stride, and you do pass through the arch and around the corner, having ducked behind the rubble of the destroyed church. From this position, you are able to discern the lower battlements of the anterior side of the keep, the front wall of the keep, and this, you can see, is the mortar position a single soldier patrolling back and forth, and you may assume that's from whence the fire you guys took came. What next, Isfahan?
He's going to shed disdainfully his smelly rags and redons his armor. He wants to make an assessment of this church, if he's familiar with the religion or familiar with anything about it.
Yeah, please make a wisdom roll, Isfahan, and add your professional bonus, of course. Your experienced eye easily perceives that this is once a chapel to Urd, the principal deity, worshipped throughout the major provinces officially, and Ghastly being one of those principal locations. It would have had its own cleric dispatched to take care of this area. Malice went into this attack. You can tell, in fact, your clerical instincts can detect a stink of rancor and old malevolence about the place.
Disturbed, Isfahan's going to ponder this for a second.
As he is pondering, we will cut back to action with Razimuth engaged in combat with Captain Kramer.
I don't really want to kill him, but...
Shoot him in the neck, Razimuth. Roll your d20.
No!
Your wrist crossbow launches, and what seems to be typical fashion for the party travels just a very short point-blank distance, embedding itself directly in the scaly, skinned throat. Roll for damage. And a great gout of blood shoots out. Captain Kramer, the seasoned Saltzhelm veteran, staggers back, clutching at the wound, his life force ebbing out. But in a fury, he comes back at you, Razimuth, swinging his deadly mace. He clobbers you for 8 damage, rending your flesh. Tit for
Not
tat,
sure if I have
sir.
8 hit points.
You do not, in fact.
Does that mean I'm dead?
Razimuth, the blow connects with your skull. You are spun and your body hits the floor. Blackness overcomes you. And we shall move back to Glib.
Glib is going to move like a local, but kind of, he's short, so he's going to kind of hobble in his gait, kind of hobble out and make his way over to the main gate, where in the way that Isfahan went, which is kind of hobbling along, kind of looking a little crippled.
All eyes fall upon you. You are an alien figure cutting across the line of vision of the 2 soldiers in stunned silence. They simply watch as you pass between them through the far arch. Isfahan, you definitely see him, the stunted figure, trundling through the enormous archway.
He's going to make himself seen just long enough to beckon Glib over.
This is a desecration. Priests are going to be pissed about this one. Not good. Not good. Those priests are all uppity and shit. Did you see where Razimuth went?
Those gods openly mocked me as I walked by.
Several locals eyeball you openly as you both stroll together to the front end of the now destroyed Church of Urd.
If I were to hail one of these melancholic-looking locals and ply him to try to enlighten us to Razimuth's position, what think you of that plan?
Why not?
A furtive woman makes direct eye contact with you, Isfahan, and seems mortally terrified by the act, scurrying away at maximum speed.
Maybe a guard.
Indeed. They may have firmer bones than the locals and might not flee at the first approach.
Why don't I try and coax him over, and then we can have a private chat with him. He'll whistle and kind of beckon him over.
The guard, as he walks past this stall that's in front of you, hears your shrill whistle, Glib, and he turns and is evidently alarmed at the sight of this small figure, berobed, and gesturing to him from behind this abandoned and destroyed, once holy, now forsaken place. And he takes a few steps backwards, a terrified, perplexed look on his face, and he just scurries away out of sight. We're going to shift back to Razimuth's perspective. In the dark interval between when you felt the horrible impact of Captain Kramer's spiked mace across the side of your head and the present time. Scattered memories of dragging sensation, jostling, and physical discomfort. A sudden temperature drop, clattering the sound of steel hinges, and the unpleasant feeling of liquid being forced into your face. You struggle to consciousness, the darkness slowly dissipating. You find yourself in what appears to be a rather typical dungeon. The most interesting thing you note is the presence of another person in the cell kitty corner to yours, and he's eyeballing you as you shake yourself to consciousness. Your wound, as you tentatively probe the side of your head where you certainly felt steel spikes rend flesh from your face and skull. There is no wound, a patch of baldness where your hair was torn away, but the wound has been closed entirely.
How came you to be in this place?
I came here looking for my wife and family, taken by the horrible Steiners of this place.
What did they do to me? Did you see?
It's their drink. Nah food nor wine do they take, but this strange glowing liquid brought you back. You're marked now, you, by them. Something's happened to them. They're not quite human anymore, if you catch my meaning. We will cut back to your companions, Razimuth, Isfahan, and Glib, taking cover behind the decrepit dignitary's hotel. What is your game plan, guys? Let's lay out a general course of action here. You struggle and strain. A blood vessel pops in your eye, Isfahan.
Perhaps.
Can you give me your stick?
I'm gonna.
And
What the fuck, Glib? You hear from around the corner. Turning Glib, you see two of the local guards standing several feet away, hands on weapons, eyeing you suspiciously. One guard begins to flank the both of you.
now, you lead us to your leader. Take us there now. We were sent to talk to your leader.
Why did you not say so? You tell a story about hotel. Guests in strange land show the manners. You will mind your mouth. You will come now. Do you go with them?
Shall we?
Isfahan nods, clearing his throat. Indeed.
And the soldiers escort you into the barracks.
Holy golden horde, Batman.
Most noticeably, there is a large pool of blood on the floor.
It's my blood.
What, why is there blood there?
Who's to say? Lots of blood everywhere.
Glib's going to ignore the blood and go straight for the treasure hoard. This is fantastic.
Isfahan? The guard slides the gate shut and locks it behind you. Something you notice as you enter. A guard seated at a table. Blood runneth down the front of his clothes and over his armor. You can see a clear trail from the puddle on the floor to the table and even down the steps, which are in the southwest corner of the building. He's rather distracted, holding his hand to his throat.
Isfahan's gonna call to the man through the gate. Are you the blood you obviously came from your comrade? What are you doing? What kind of place is this where you leave comrades in arms bleeding about the place? He's just left. Isfahan's, this place is confounding. Isfahan's intention is like to go over to him and like talk about ministrations. Like, are you well? Do you need help?
The dark-eyed, thick-browed, and gray-skinned man raises his head. Malice and hatred is plastered on his face. And a gout of blood comes from his mouth. He fumbles on the table and grips one of the vials that you see scattered about the floor, gulping it with satisfaction. Suppose you are emissary too. Hey, get away from our treasure hoard, you! What are you doing?
I'm just...
You must think that Saltzhelm was a stupid, like your friend did. He picks up the mace that was resting on the table and looks at you dangerously, Glib.
Oh, no need for that. No need for that at all. No. Lead the way. This way?
All right, Glib, what are you doing? What's going on here? This guy's telling you to go downstairs. What are you doing? Razimuth, you can hear the familiar, irritating sound of Glib being distracting.
Isfahan, you go ahead on down. I'm just, I like these sorts of things. You gentlemen go ahead. I'll just wait here. That's fine.
The man known as Captain Kramer strides purposefully towards you. Please roll for initiative. Captain Kramer intercepts you and takes a vicious swing, tearing a chunk of your disguise off, pulling the entirety of your disguise off, and growls in frustration and picks the clothing off of his mace and levels a violent gaze at you. His eyes are full of blood. It is your turn, Glib. You may consider yourself in combat.
Glib wants to go under the table.
Sure, okay. Glib is under the table.
Kramer! Kramer!
Isfahan, you sprint and leap towards the top of the desk. Make a dexterity roll. Beautiful. You mount the desk, bringing your momentum with you, swinging your kanabo with the centrifugal motion of your leap. The blow rockets into Kramer's face, losing consciousness in the air and tumbling like a Yuen Wo Ping stuntman, collapsing onto the floor, rolling several feet.
Isfahan just feels really good about that. Master Glib, these people are insane, and I think we are going to get no succor from any of them. We should find our companion and get away from here.
Keep an eye on the door, Isfahan.
And on that note, we will wrap it up tonight, guys. Thank you so much. Good flow.
Yeah, that was good. Thanks,
So-
G.
We ended on a bang.
Razimuth got banged in the side of the head. All right, boys. Well, that was awesome.
Yep.
Go bango bongo.
I look forward to talking to all you guys.
Okay, love to all your others.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks,
likewise,
brothers.
and love to you
Love to
guys
you.
too.
Rock and
Have a
roll,
good night,
boys.
bro.
Take care, guys.